Hey guys, welcome to the complete Next.js 13 course. In this course, you will be understanding how to use Next.js 13 with the app directory and server actions to build web apps and web applications. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do is install Next.js. To install Next.js, we need a package manager for Node. So you need to first install Node.js, and you can go to nodejs.org to install the latest version. You'll also need npm. So npm comes bundled with the installer, but if you're using something like Linux, then you will need to use the apt-get package manager to install separate package managers. In some distributions of Linux, they come built in, but if yours doesn't have it, you'll have to separately install it. In this course, we'll be using pnpm, which is a package manager similar to Node.js's default npm. So how do we create our first app? Let's open our editor. And now we need to go to a code directory. So right now I'm in the code directory. And what I'll do is I'll create a new folder, call it Next.js 13 course, open that, and open it with my editor. So after that's done, I'll go into my terminal to create a Next.js app. So how do I create a Next.js app? To create a Next.js app, all you have to do is go npx create next app and then type in the name of your app. But since we're using pnpm, we can just go pnpx create next app. You can also go pnpm create next app. You can also use pnpm dlx next create next app. So there are multiple ways to create a new Next.js app. In the documentation, it says to use npx. But we can also use something like pnpm. We are going to be using the create next app command to create the Next.js app. Next.js also allows you to use a manual installation, which allows you to have an already existing app and just install it manually with the config files. We'll be using Next.js 13's create next app for this course. If you want a video on a manual installation, then I will create one after this video. So how do we create a new Next.js application with pnpm? So we'll go pnpm create next app dot. So what dot tells it is to create a new Next.js application in this folder. So we'll run it, and then it will say, would you like to use TypeScript? So for this course, I'll be using TypeScript, but you can follow along with JavaScript as well. After that's done, would you like to use ESLint? Just say yes. Tailwind CSS, yes. Source, I'll say no, but you can say yes. App router, yes. And I will configure a default alias of @/star. And that's going to install everything for us. I'll meet you after it's done. Okay, so that's done. Now we can see there are multiple folders in this. What we are most interested in is the app folder and package.json folder, the file. Now the app folder holds all the pages for our web application, and this package.json holds the dependencies, the dev dependencies, and the scripts. Now look at this dev script. This dev script tells Next to start the server. The build script tells Next to create a build of this so that we can deploy it. Start script tells it to start the build version. So if you're using something, if you have only static pages in your web app and you build it, you can use next start and it will render HTML, CSS. Lint is used for ESLint. Now ESLint is not a part of Next.js. It's a separate library that is used for better code practices, but we'll be ignoring this for now. So let's start with the dev command, which is for development. So all we do is go npm dev. If you're using npm, you can just say npm run dev. So I'll say npm dev. And then this will run next dev and start a server. So as you can see, it started a server on port 3000 and it's ready. So what I can do is go to my browser, open localhost 3000. We came to the site and we got an error. It says failed to compile and it says type error, cannot read properties of undefined reading config. Now this error won't occur if you're using something like npm or yarn. But since we're using pnpm, the latest Next.js has a problem or a bug. So what we have to do is say pnpm up. After that's done, we'll run pnpm dev again. Then now we can see we have our Next.js page. So it says here, get started by editing page.tsx in the app folder. Also read the docs if you have any problem or ask it in the GitHub repository, which I linked down in the below or in the comment. So if you go to app and then page.tsx, you can see all this HTML. Now for this course, you need to have a knowledge of HTML, CSS, and basic JavaScript. So what is all this? This is a React component of home, and we'll understand this in the next video.